Yeah, Conor, first of all, welcome back. How hard has it been to watch from the sidelines, particularly after everything Ireland has achieved in the last few months?
Yeah, it's great to be back. Really excited to be back within the group and fit again. Yeah, tough. Like any injured player you talk to, tough to watch what went on in November. You know, obviously you're definitely delighted for the lads, but if you know you had a chance of being out there, you have that kind of disappointing element of it too. But look, it was a relatively short injury and back fit again, and happy to be here.
And what have you noticed has changed, if anything, over the last few months from you have been out of the system until now? I suppose being number 2 in the world and being sort of world beaters and all the rest of it, what has changed within the system though?
Not much. I think we've just grown as a group, and I suppose it was up to me to come back into the group and kind of get up to speed to what the lads have kind of stepped forward in over November. So a lot of things remain the same. We prepare in a lot of the similar ways, but there's been a few tweaks along the way that I've had to kind of catch up with the lads and try to fit back into the group. So that's been the challenge for me.
One of the changes this week, Robbie Henshaw coming in at fullback. He's trained there since last summer. You wouldn't really have worked with him in that position before, so what do you make of that change?
He's been in there a couple of times in training, and he's played there in his previous years, and he's done pretty well there. So like I said, he's got a good awareness of where to be, and he's a natural footballer anyway, so that's probably a confidence booster going into the game. And aerially he's really good. He's a really good attacking threat as well, so he's been working really hard when we were in Portugal last week and the build up this week in colder conditions in Ireland. So I'd have no fears with Robbie. It's a big challenge for him. It's a big opportunity, and obviously Rob has been there for an awful long time. So they've been chatting all week. Rob's been really good with him and giving him a little bit of advice here and there. So I have no fears with Robbie back there.
Plenty of people looking for your position while you've been out, John Cooney being one of them. What do you make of his progress?
Yeah, John's flying it. Actually played with John under 19s. He was involved in under 19s Irish squad, so known him for a long time now. And his move to Ulster has rejuvenated his career, and he's flying too. So yeah, like I said in November, it was tough watching, and you want to get the chance to get out there again and compete for that jersey.
Conor, you've spoken about Robbie there, but just with Rob Kearney being left out of the 23 alternative, does that show the strength and depth that you have now that a player so good isn't even in the matchday squad?
Yes, definitely in one sense. I think Rob's unlucky. In terms of game time since November, he's been pretty limited, so maybe hasn't had that chance to get that run of games and get up to the speed he's used to. So that's what happens in this group. When someone gets injured, there's always a player that can step in and fill that void and perform to an appropriate level.
We've gotten the better of England recently, Johnny, but they're always tight, tough games, and I presume you're expecting the same again on Saturday.
Yeah, any game we've played previously in the last 3 or 4 years has always been really tight. Built on a score here or there. I know last year in Twickenham, we managed to get a little bit away, but they were fine margins again, even to get those scores. If you remember Jacob's try, that was inches away from the ball going dead, and that was 7 points, and suddenly it's a tighter game. So back at home, it's great to be back in the Aviva, but England are going to come here fully charged and ready to give it their best shot.
They've some power, haven't they? They've been Apollo brothers back and Tuolagi as well. Is that something you have to particularly prepare for?
Yeah, you have to be aware 100%. I think in terms of their ball carrying threats, they're ball players like Owen Farrell and Slade, Henry Slade in the centre. They're really smart players, and if you've got big ball carriers like Billy Vunipola, Manu Tuolagi, a lot of threats around the park. You just got to be aware of that, and physically we got to front up. There's no kind of special recipe to this. Initially, you're going to have to fight that battle first.
And just finally, having missed the All Blacks game, can't be any better than this for a comeback. Is it England at home under lights on a Saturday night, starting off the Six Nations?
Yeah, 100%. It's great. I think watching November against New Zealand, especially, it was a massive occasion, a massive atmosphere, and they're the days you want to be involved in, and to get that opportunity to come back in and play in this game is exactly where I want to be.
Conor, just one more from me, please. Rory Best has said that this will be his last Six Nations, more than likely anyway. So what can you say?
I wouldn't rule it
out, would you not? What can you say of him as a leader and what he's done and achieved in this squad?
He's been incredible. I think since I came into the squad, Rory's been really good to me. Personally, he's just a guy that treats you like anyone else, and puts an arm around you when you need to, and kind of gives you the encouragement you need. And over the last 3 or 4 years, he's even you know, he's grown even more as a leader if that was possible, and you know, he's been a part of some really big victories. And you know, while we have great coaching setup, you know, we have a lot of good players. I think, you know, Bestie leading it has been a really important part of Ireland's success in the last 4 or 5 years, which is a statement in itself.
Brilliant. Thanks a million for your time.
Thank you.
Cheers.